What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford could face Manny Pacquiao and will fight within 4 months, says Bob Arum. Wow. Okay. Pacquiao is 41 years of age. The American Crawford, who is the WBO welterweight champion and has been undefeated in 36 bouts, ideally wishes to return when spectators are allowed back into venues once the coronavirus has eased significantly. Okay. Manny Pacquiao's last fight was against Keith Thurman in July of 2019, while Crawford, who is seeking a high-profile contest, stopped Mean Machine in December. The other options to fight Crawford are Kell Brook, Yordenis Ugas, Sean Porter, and Thurman. And he says, we're going to have Terence Crawford in September and October, period, Arum said. Wow. Okay. We're looking to either match him with Pacquiao, Kell Brook, Ugas, or Porter, or facing Pacquiao. Arum added to Talk Sport, that's the opponent that I would most like Terence to fight, and I think he would. Now that requires a lot of money, and we've had proposals from the Middle East. I don't know whether the Middle East venues will allow spectators this year. They may not allow it until there's a vaccine. That is the problem. We're hamstrung because none of these venues want to commit to a fight this year because of the coronavirus. Let me stop there. Okay. We're looking for a match with Pacquiao, Kell Brook, Ugas, or Porter. So that's the first on the list from Bob Arum. But if you guys can remember when Bob Arum was with Manny Pacquiao, he stated he didn't want that fight because he didn't want Manny Pacquiao to take a lot of punishment because he was fearful for his life. Do you guys remember that? I mean, he specifically said that. I think that was like early last year. That was like early in 2019. So what's changed from younger Manny at that time to now? Why don't you care about Terence Crawford getting in there with Manny Pacquiao now? And for the record, Manny Pacquiao, in order to fight Terence Crawford, he wanted $20 million, which Bob Arum didn't give it to him. Okay? So then when Manny left, he was worried about his health. He said he was worried about him as a person, and he didn't feel that he should take that type of punishment, because it's bad to his health, and he doesn't want to affect his health. But now, why do you care now? What, you no longer give a shit about Manny Pacquiao's health because that's the same fighter? Okay, he's an older fighter now. He's 41 years old now. So what's the problem now? Oh, that's right. You're not with him anymore. You're not promoting Manny, so you could give a shit about Manny. That's the only thing I can come up with. Or only thing he gives a shit about is the money, because that's a high-profile fight. Terence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao is a high-profile fight, people, and he knows that. So all the concern, the worry, and care, all that shit goes right out of the window with Bob Arum. Bob Arum is trying to make these mega fights, these huge, big fights. He's trying to make Pacquiao, Crawford. He's trying to make Fury, Joshua. He's trying to make these fights because he wants all the money possible because of the money he lost. That's about it. However, Terence Crawford to face Manny Pacquiao would be good because I think if anyone deserves to fight Manny Pacquiao, it would be Terence Crawford. Okay? And let me explain why. Terence Crawford is a guy that I feel he hasn't really got the respect that he deserves and really can't get that juice because a lot of these guys are on other promotional companies and they use that as a wall to separate themselves from Terence Crawford. That's my counterpunch on that. But would want to fight Manny Pacquiao, though. Manny Pacquiao was signed to PBC, but right now he's a free agent, as far as I'm understood. But you're still trying to fight a 41-year-old instead of taking on the toughest man, or the biggest, baddest man on the hill, which is the undefeated WBO champion, Terence Crawford. So they don't really want to go that route. So, since Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford already have history, they've already had negotiations to fight before. They were both signed with Bob Arum, which Terence Crawford still is. I think that fight should happen because, it was a lot of back and forth for a very long time between these two guys. Okay, they're both champions. Manny Pacquiao holds the WBA Super, and of course Terence Crawford has the WBO. It could be a great unification bout, winner takes all, and we can finally see who's better out of the two. Does Manny have enough to take out the young, strong, pound for pound, undefeated WBO two-time undisputed champion Terence Crawford? Or will he get beat? Or does he not? Right? So I think that if he gets the WBA and he beats Manny Pacquiao, those other guys over there, and it's only one other guy now, Errol Spence, that has a belt, has to fight him. Why? Because now they both have two separate belts. The WBA and the WBO for Terence Crawford, and the IBF and the WBC for Errol the Truth Spence. Okay, so those guys will have to meet each other because those guys have the belts, and winner takes all after that. You won't have anything of, oh, I'm the A side and this and that and the other, because I know what Errol Spence is intending to do. Errol Spence, he wants that fight with Pacquiao because if he beats Pacquiao, he'll have 3 belts and Terence Crawford 1. Then he'll try to dictate with his advisor, quote unquote, Al Heyman, to get more money than Terence Crawford because he wants to be looked at or reviewed as a better or the bigger name in that weight division. That's what it's about. It's about ego, people. And there is a chance that he could lose to someone like Terence Crawford. But that's another story. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Bob Arum's statements that Terence Crawford could face Manny Pacquiao within 4 months. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.